Hello everyone, and welcome back to Teory Tuesday. It's been quite some time since the last episode, and we are very proud to present possibly our greatest theory yet.
Are Ben Kenobi and Ben Solo the same person?
Now, we have a lot of evidence for this one, since we've done a fair bit of research.
A lot of research, nights spent.
Now, let us show you our first piece of evidence towards the theory of are Ben Kenobi and Kylo Ren the same exact person. The first piece of evidence here is they have the same name, Ben.
Ben Kenobi and Ben Solo. Ben and Ben. No other Star Wars character has the name Ben. They have to be the same or connected in some way.
Since their name is Ben, this means that their Force connections are linked together strongly, and they have a very close sense of personality as they both share very similar ideas and ideals.
And they're both called Ben.
They are both called Ben. Now, our next piece of evidence is possibly one that you might even find more convincing.
Oh yeah, very much. They have a similar last name.
Since we have Kenobi and Solo. Now you see, they have such a similar last name, because if you look at it, they practically have the exact same letters.
Basically an anagram, if you look at it hard enough.
Like, look at it.
They both have O's in it.
Kenobi and Solo. Practically the same exact word. Both use K, B, N, and O.
If you think you're wrong, find us in the streets. We'll set you right.
We'll have you. Now, they both have an odd fixation to end Rey. As you can see here, they both have a very strange thing where they want to proceed to completely end Rey's life and existence.
Especially Ben Solo. The point could be made that Rey didn't even exist in Obi-Wan's lifespan, but that just makes it seem like Kylo Ren was even more angry because Ben never got to kill Rey in his lifespan. Therefore, it explains Kylo Ren's anger towards Rey.
As you can see from the evidence provided on screen right now, you can see that they both have a very menacing gaze towards Rey. One of them looks like he's about to start shooting her from the inside of his TIE fighter, and the other one looks like he's very furious and using powerful dark force magic to get his revenge through his new life.
Or it looks like he's winning an award.
I don't think Obi-Wan Kenobi has won an award.
He might have.
Now, the next piece of evidence is that they are both the only ones to have ever used a blue lightsaber in Star Wars canon.
This one, I think, might be the most convincing one just through this image alone. Because look at them, they both have blue lightsabers. Who else uses blue lightsabers?
Precisely.
You got purple, green, red, and put you out that weird orange one. But no one else uses blue except for these two.
As we can see from the evidence and image provided on the screen, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Kylo Ren on this piece of promotional artwork are stood next to each other wielding their blue lightsabers. Now, I think there's a deeper meaning to this promotional artwork. Why would they put Obi-Wan Kenobi and Kylo Ren on a fire planet together?
Why would they just put them together?
Precisely.
If they've never been around before, that just hints to me, that tells me, that they are the same person.
I think that this is clearly showing us that Star Wars are hinting at, the Star Wars company are hinting at this connection between the two of them through the Force and their reincarnation. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, let us move on to the next piece of evidence. Now, they are both the only ones to have ever fought the Emperor in lightsaber combat. As we can see from the prequel trilogy, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi versus the Emperor in lightsaber combat. He even has a rematch with him on the Death Star in Episode 4, A New Hope. And Kylo Ren has fought against him in lightsaber combat in Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
But he sucked in the fight.
As we can see, he's an absolute soy boy, because he lost against the Emperor.
He lost against a crippled old man with lighting powers.
As we can see here, the Emperor is shooting off his Force lightning both at them to signify that he has used his lightsaber against them once and realizes that he is too weak with it. So he uses the Force lighting to be able to get the upper hand here and gain the advantage. This piece of artwork comes from Bob Lee Swagger himself. This is a beautiful rendition of the fight, painted by hand, absolutely immaculate. I cannot recommend his work enough.
We got it from a letter.
A letter. Fan mail episode coming
From
soon.
Bob Lee Swagger.
Bob Lee Swagger, fan mail. Now, another part of this theory that is very, very convincing, I believe, is where you look at them and Adam Driver and Ewan McGregor look far too similar for it to be
Like
a slight connection.
The hair, the nose, the jawbone, even Ewan McGregor's ears. Like, look at Adam Driver's ears and Ewan McGregor's, and they look the same.
The brow line is what I believe is truly where it shines. As you can see, one has the exact same brow line as the other. If you look at the way they dress, they are both in black robes.
Ooh.
Now, who else is in black robes? Darth Vader. But this theory isn't about him. This theory is about Adam Driver and Ewan McGregor.
So just forget Darth Vader exists. Just push
For
him out
now,
the side. He doesn't exist.
Darth Vader does
No.
not exist.
Didn't happen.
Now, if we look further into Ewan McGregor's stern face, we can see that the wrinkles around his eyes cause slight hints of squinting. Moreover, if you look at Kylo Ren's eyes, you
He
can
has
see
metal on his cheek.
you cannot see the wrinkles, therefore showing that Kylo Ren is a newer, younger version of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ah.
Now, another very good piece of evidence here. They are both male. As you can see, both are of the male gender. Now, if you are counting the fact that Adam Driver in this picture is wearing glasses from Star Wars Episode 8, A Phantom Menace, we can see that it almost seems as if he wants to hide his eyes so that we cannot see the resemblance between him and Ewan McGregor, as their similarity is far too close.
There may be a lot of male characters in the Star Wars continuity, but no male characters have looked this similar, as per our last point, where we stated that Ewan McGregor and Adam Driver look very similar. But the fact that they are both male makes this connection stronger, and I think gives it more weight behind it.
Indeed, very well stated there. Now, this piece of evidence is the fact that they both live in the exact same galaxy far, far away.
Now we know that in like Star Wars 1, Star Wars 2, and Star Wars 8, they all take place in like a different galaxy completely. But Obi-Wan and Adam Driver, we know both came from the same galaxy far, far away. This is the only time where they're put in this galaxy and when this galaxy is used. So there is more strong connection between them. So they have to be similar. or the same?
I personally believe that in this galaxy, it is clearly shown that both Kylo Ren and Ewan McGregor have visited a desert planet. Now, in each galaxy, there should only be about 2 desert planets. In this one, they both went to the exact same desert planet. Now, if this isn't enough evidence to prove that they both live in the exact same galaxy, we have another point coming up to prove it even more. They have both lived in random holes or hovels on a random planet.
That's mad.
Now that's some good evidence. Now, if you want even more evidence, refer to the images on screen. We can see that Kylo Ren lived on Act 2 with Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker tried to kill him, much like what Ben Kenobi did on the desert planet of Tatooine. Now, on that planet, Obi-Wan handed Luke the lightsaber of Anakin Skywalker,
Which is green.
without telling him how to use it, which promptly makes Luke Skywalker look down the barrel of the rifle, and making it so that if he did activate it accidentally, he would have chopped his own eye out. That, if you don't think is enough evidence of both trying to kill someone, that's there's something wrong with your brain.
Also, side note, I don't like Luke.
Now, they both have abnormally wide. Why would both have abnormally wide as such? Now, as you can see from this image taking exactly 9.82 seconds to spin into frame, this is showing us from the funny internet meme of Ben Swolo that both have abnormally wide. So, why would Kylo Ben be so abnormally wide? Like, what purpose could it have to show that him and Obi-Wan aren't connected?
Well, from this behind-the-scenes image on the set of Star Wars Episode 7, we can see Kyle Ben in his jacked physique, and using this, we can directly tie it back to Obi-Wan, as he is also the only Star Wars character who has trained enough to develop a single bicep.
As we can see, for his chest has gained so much weight and power through the use of muscle training and bodybuilding techniques that he has become the peak human performance man.
Ultimate life form.
Now, the next piece of evidence is not our last, but it is definitely still very convincing. Both vanished when dead, and it led to becoming the new character, Bob Fett.
Now, this may surprise some people, and this may not sound like the best piece of evidence, but if you look closely, very closely at Bob Fett, you can see someone's face in there. Now, I don't know any of you, but to me, I recognise that nose and mouth anywhere. That is Adam Driver. That is Adam Driver, and he's become Bob Fett.
As we can see, when Obi-Wan died against the Emperor on the Death Star on Episode 4 of Star Wars...
I thought it was the Death Killer. Death Killer base?
No, it is not. Now, as you can see, when the Emperor strikes down Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan becomes something more powerful than he could ever imagine, as we can see, he vanishes into thin air and becomes a ghost of the Force. But what you don't know is that truly he becomes Kylo Ren. He immediately wakes up, and turns out it's a child. Now, this child later becomes the son of Han Solo and Leia Skywalker. And because of that, Han Solo says, "No, to when Boba Fett appears, but Boba Fett isn't talked about here. As we can see, when Adam Driver's character Kylo Ren is on Exegol in Star Wars Episode 9: The Rise of the Skywalker, we can see that he vanishes when he dies, when clutching Rey in a solemn embrace.
Not too dissimilar from when Obi-Wan dies in Episode 4?
4.
Episode 4, where Darth Vader is holding him in a very similar position, but we don't talk about Darth Vader because he doesn't exist to us, as we mentioned previously.
Previously, as we stated, does not exist.
He does not exist.
Now, as we can see from this image, as my co-host here mentioned, you can see Bob Fett's face. Now, that does look like Adam Driver, showing that exactly at the same time as Adam Driver was vanishing out of the Star Wars universe, Bob Fett was on another planet in the exact same galaxy far, far away, rematerializing and slowly appearing out of thin air at the exact same time. Now, I think another reason why we can see that he becomes Bob Fett is because look at his physical physique. Look at his stance and his build. His structure is immaculate.
Exactly. As we referred to our last point with Ben Swallow, we can see how his physique was abnormally wide. He was
absolutely flawless.
But with this one, he seems to have slimmed down a bit, except for one area. The thighs. The thighs are massive, and only Ben Solo had thighs that big.
As we can see from the behind-the-scenes footage of Kylo Ren doing leg workouts. Now, I would like to thank
thanks for watching.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks for watching.
1, 2.
Thanks for watching
the theory video.
Theory video.